Couple years down the road, it's Friday night. You're working the Velveeta room, right? Sixth Street is pretty packed.
Hell
It's
yeah.
busy. It's a busy evening. A lot of people are out and about. And you, my friend, have a full showroom. Things are good.
Fuck yeah. Who's
Yeah.
playing?
Um it's the guy that you hired from out of town. His name is Trevor Malone.
Trevor Malone. What's his
Yeah.
deal? Is he any
He
good?
is like so he does this thing where he's like a detective.
What do you mean?
He's like a fucking Chinatown style detective. He has
Okay.
a whole thing where he plays like a detective, and he's got like an audio track where they're like his inner monologue like comes out like
Oh, okay.
over the so he's got like a whole thing going, you know. He's not very funny, but it's interesting, right?
Why do I have this guy at the Velveeta? That sounds like a really bad booking.
Danny Goodwin vouched for him pretty hard
Danny.
and was like the only guy I've ever seen that I can't follow is Trevor Malone, Private Eye.
Oh, what an arrogant thing to say.
Danny shows up and he pays to get into all the shows and he sits right up front and he loves it.
Really?
Yeah, but he's like the only one who like really loves it. I mean, he doesn't like eat shit, but there are some uncomfortable parts where people just aren't getting what he's trying to do, and the execution is feels junior varsity, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't really sound like stand up.
Yeah, it's you make a mental note to never book him again.
Yeah, I try to avoid stuff like that. For the early
Yeah,
show, at least.
but you know, it's Friday night, right? You'll see what the Valve has a reputation of having like one weird oddball show every weekend, and maybe you found it, right? Maybe
Sure.
the early Friday show is the weird one of the weekend. It happens.
Yep.
So, it is a little quiet inside, and you can hear the sounds of Sixth Street making their way in. You go to step outside to talk to legendary Velveeta Room doorman Michael Park.
What does he think of the performer?
He goes, this guy should solve a mystery of how to write a joke.
All
Yeah,
right.
he is not a fan, right?
Doesn't sound like it.
So he's, you're kind of talking to him. You're like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna have him back. And he goes, good. As soon as like your interaction concludes, a guy comes running around the corner of Red River onto Sixth Street in a full sprint, right? He like runs by the two of you. You hear him like huffing and puffing. And not far behind him is a man on a horse with a lasso swinging over his head,
Whoa.
looping in an oval that matches the shape of our Milky Way. The guy on the horse yells, I warned you, buddy. And he like throws this lasso. You can hear it just like whip through the air, right? Catches a guy right around the waist. He falls. He eats shit. The horse slides to a stop, sparks shooting off of its shoes. The guy dismounts. He hog ties the dude, and he calls like the cops over. Right? The cops are like, "What's going on?" The cops are out there on Sixth Street. This guy's like, "This feller here just robbed from a restaurant." And they're like, "What?" He said, "I was at the bar having a whiskey, and I saw this feller walk out on his tab. They tried to chase him, but couldn't catch him. Good thing I was here. Me and Margaret, his horse Margaret.
Uh,
She whinnies when he says her name. Shortly thereafter, around the corner comes like a 55-year-old Hispanic male. He's wearing like a white shirt with a bow tie. He's got a server's apron on. He comes running up and he's like, "Yeah, that's him," you know. So the manager of the restaurant comes out. You know, they're gonna press charges for theft or whatever, right? They do all the police work. The guy unties the criminal laying on the ground, laying on the piss-soaked asphalt of Sixth Street.
yeah.
He unties him and hands him over to the cops, who put him in cuffs. They throw him on the back of a horse cop, and they're like, "Taking you to jail, Buster." They throw him across like the ass of the horse, like you would in like the old West, and they just ride off into the fucking chaos of Sixth Street. People, people up and down the sidewalk just cheer, right? Cheer. The cowboy kind of blushes, right? He sort of
He's
reloads
shy.
his lasso. I mean, he's a little shy, you know.
It's a cowboy.
He hops on Margaret and he tips his cap to the crowd and starts prancing away. As soon as that happens, that song "Rodeo" from Garth Brooks comes on like in the one of the clubs across the street, right? People are like, "Yeah, fuck yeah," you know. They go, thanks, cowboy."
Fuck yeah.
Thank. Some guy throws an apple, and Margaret just catches it in her mouth seamlessly, just starts eating it.
That's kind of cool.
So you and Michael kind of stand there in the, I don't know any other way to put it, but the fallout of what just happened. It was like a brilliant explosion, and now it's gone. But you're still left with this aching feeling that you want to talk about what you just witnessed.
Well, yeah, it was pretty strange.
And Michael goes, "Man, in another life, that's me."
What, the guy being lassoed or the guy lassoing him?
The guy doing the lassoing, the cowboy.
Yeah, I can see that.
He said, he goes, "I always wanted to be a cowboy growing up." Takes a drag off his cigarette, blows a smoke into the Friday night sky. Thinks back to a time, you know, when he was younger, more brawn than brain, more piss than vinegar. Back when he fancied himself an outdoorsman, and he always wanted to be a cowboy, right? He just never did it. He focuses focus he on other things, you know. But you're kind of standing there watching that horse trot away, and you're hearing that Garth Brooks song coming in from across the street, you know. Let's get to the point where like the first chorus kicks in. It's the bulls and blood and the dust and mud and the roar of the Sunday crowd. Yeah, that part.
Sure.
The white in the knuckles, the gold in the buckle. That whole part. And it just like something swells inside of you.
Yeah.
You turn to Michael and you go, "Hey, Michael, watch over the place. I got business to attend to."
Well,
And you start running down the street. You catch up to Margaret and the mysterious shy cowboy, and you say, "Hey, mister." And he turns, he looks at you from up above, his brilliant pearly whites. He goes, "What can I do for you, partner?" And you say, "That's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life." You go, "I think I want to be a cowboy."
oh
He kind
man.
of laughs. He goes, "Well, it's not uncommon for people to see what we do and then feel that kind of thing." He pulls a business card out of his chaps. He hands it to you. He goes, Sunday, 2 p.m. The card, it just says, uh, it says the rodeo of yesteryear.
The rodeo of yesteryear.
And then in quotes, it says, no pussies.
What's the student's name?
You look up and ask him, he's fucking gone.
He doesn't say anything on the card.
It just says the rodeo of yesteryear. It gives you an address and the no pussies thing.
Of course.
Sunday, 2 p.m. So Sunday comes. You had ordered some Western wear off of the internet. You bought a hat, you bought a bolo tie, you bought some tight boot cut jeans.
Yeah.
You bought some sort of light brown, like a tan leather boot, a big fucking belt buckle of a snake's head with its tongue out, its two fangs showing. And then you get in your white Ford Fiesta and you drive to the rodeo of yesteryear.
Let's go.
You park in the parking lot. You get out. You feel the gravel crunch beneath your boots. You're still getting used to them. You know they're not going to be comfortable. And you know your feet are going to hurt. But as you were putting them on, you said, "Well, they said no pussies allowed."
How do I look?
Like $1 million fucking bucks.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah. As you're walking in, you walk through the gate, and some woman who's there, like standing over a trash can eating a corn dog. She kind of looks at you and she sees you and she does that thing where she like pulls her glasses down and like looks over them.
Oh man.
You just turn and give her a wink, walk inside.
Fuck yeah. Enjoy the show, ladies.
So you sit in the stands, right? You witness the rodeo of yesteryear. They've got like barrel racing and they got the calf roping, right? But the big attraction, the reason why people come to see it is for the bull riding. You kind of like once the bull riding starts, you perk up a little bit. You pay attention. It really catches you in a way that you wouldn't have anticipated. This is never something you've shown interest in, but you feel that fucking belt buckle digging into your gut, that bolo tie snug around your tight little throat, the heels of your boots already aching, and you smell that dirt in the air. You smell that shit in the air.
Yeah.
The funnel cakes, the hot dogs. And you think this is where I'm supposed to be.
Fuck yeah.
You see a guy, a young guy, he's like 18, very young. He gets on a bull called the motherfucker, right? And this bull has sired more bulls than any in the association, right? This is like I
Really?
said, the stud of all studs. This 18-year-old kid gets on there, He you see the fear in his face as they cinch his hand down to the saddle. You see the shake of his legs as he knows that this is potentially a life or death situation. They get him all tied in. He gives the go ahead. The door swings open. There's a clock on like a jumbotron, and it's counting down from 8 seconds. You're watching this 18-year-old kid buck and twist and bend in harmony with this, 2,000 pound beast beneath his fucking thighs.
Jeez.
The horn goes off. You see a green light flash from the jumbotron showing that the guy made it. He earns 9.3 by the judges, an excellent score. He raises his hand in victory. The clowns that are out there kind of like wrangle the bull back into a fucking pen, only to have his nuts released from its strap so he can go sire more bulls. So you're kind of sitting there and you feel like very drawn to it. You view it as like ballet almost.
Really?
It's a dance between a man and a beast. And you think of all the years you will spend on this earth, there may not be a more impactful 8 seconds than when you're on the back of a bull. Your life can change in a flash. And so you kind of feel like, you know, why do these guys do it? When the risk certainly outweighs the reward. And that was a question that 2 weeks ago you would have left without an answer. But you sit there in sort of an empty grandstand, bag of popcorn at your feet, watching an 18-year-old kid achieve his dreams, and you think, why? Grab a handful of popcorn, throw it in your aching mouth.
Aching?
You chew the popcorn and you think, the answer is simple. The answer is because it's the goddamn rodeo.
The answer is simple.
So you as you're leaving, right? You're like getting ready to walk out. You see the shy cowboy. You see him like running a brush through his horse's mane. And you see him and you go, "Hey, mister." And he looks at you and he's
Hey,
like,
mister.
"Yo, you made it, huh?"
What's up, man?
He goes, "After seeing what you saw, you still want to do this?"
Fuck yeah.
He kind of stops brushing at that point when you say fuck yeah. He lets out a small sigh to himself, knowing that you've just set your destiny onto a new path. And frankly, there's nothing he can do to stop you. He's just an agent of destiny. He's just there to show you where the path is going. He walks you into the belly of the convention center that you're at. Goes back into a locker room area where the guys are changing. The clowns are changing. They're like scrubbing their makeup off.
Hmm.
One guy has like a hole in his side, from where he got gored by a bull.
Oh, jeez.
Blood is like running down his leg. He's like, I should probably go to the doctor.
Yeah, dude.
So he kind of like leads you back, right? He winds you back through the dressing room into an office of a guy who's got his he's got a pile of money on a table and he's just hunched over counting it. The shy cowboy stands there for a moment, waiting for the counting man to pause.
The
He
counting
does so.
man.
The shy cowboy and he make eye contact and he goes, "Hey boss, this fella here wants to maybe get on a bull." You kind of step out from behind the shy cowboy. The counting man looks at you and he goes, "Well, we could always use more talent." He goes, "You ever been on a bull before, young man?"
No, sir. Not a real one.
He kind of chuckles. He's not a real one. He's, well, I'll tell you this. It's a hard life. You're not going to make a lot of money. You're probably going to get hurt. But he kind of like leans into you. He goes, there is no greater feeling on the face of the earth than conquering that bull. He goes, I promise you that.
Wow.
Because if you love the life and you care about it, we'll give you an opportunity. So you're like, yeah, I want to give this a shot. Pulls out a business card. There's an address. It's in like an hour and a half outside of Austin. He goes, see you next Sunday.
Whoa.
Bring some aspirin. So you go home, right? You order another cowboy outfit.
I'd probably tell Michael.
You go back to the Velvet, you tell Michael, and he get kind of gets a tear in his eye, and he says, "Do it for me, Pat."
Okay.
So you get
All
some
right.
you get some chaps, right?
Yes.
You get some fucking chaps, you get gloves, you get all the shit that you need, right? Sunday morning comes. You get up early, you drive the 90 minutes down the highway to like a different convention center. You you park in the parking lot where the performers park. That's what they call it, perform the performers. You go inside, you see the counting man. He goes, "Huh, most of the time you guys don't show up." He's like, "You're serious about this, huh?"
Yeah, dude. I bought chaps.
You turn around, you kind of shake your fucking ass. He goes, "All right, nice chaps."
What?
He goes, "All right, you're the sixth on the draw."
Cool.
He posts like a lineup card kind of a thing on the dressing room wall. You're riding the bull. His name is uh Pale Earnhardt. He's like a white bull with a number three, like in black fur on his side. That's just how he came out.
Hale Earnhardt.
Yeah, Pale Earnhardt.
Amazing.
And people see it and they're like the other riders are like introducing themselves to you and they go, "Oh, you got Pale, huh?" They go, "Yeah, that guy can't stay out of the wall, you know?" One guy's
That's
like, "Yeah, I broke my leg. He slammed into the wall. And I broke my leg like 2 years ago riding Pale." He's like, "I won't do it again." So you're already kind of going into it like, what the fuck? Like you have this moment of like, what am I doing? What am I getting myself into? You know?
yeah, it's crazy.
They're on the fourth card, right? The fourth guy. And you like have cold feet. You're like, I'm leaving. I'm getting the fuck out of here, right? Like I'm leaving. So you go to like grab your bag. The counting man comes in. He goes, "Hey, Pat, you're up. The card before you, we had to back out. The bull rider got hit by a bus. He went to go to get like a pack of smokes, and
Yeah.
he walked to the gas station next door. And when he was coming back, he got hit by a bus.
Oh man.
Yeah, his and the guy's like, yeah, his brains are all over the road. So you're
Oh,
up.
so he didn't make it, huh?
No, his brains are all over the road is actually the bull he was supposed to run. Is the name of the bull. And he was like, yeah, his brains are all over the road. Is not going to be happy about this.
Oh
So either way,
no.
he's like, you got to go. So it's like you're kind of pulled out of that state.
Fuck.
They usher you into the chute, right?
Let's go.
There's like some giant beast sitting there. You can smell it stink as you're walking in. You get onto that leather saddle. They tie the rope around your hand. The slim cowboy gets in the chute with you, and he goes, 8 seconds, man. It's just 8 seconds.
There's a slim cowboy?
This is the shy cowboy.
Oh,
He says, just 8 seconds, brother. You
all
got
right, man.
this. He pats you on your head. He straightens your bolo tie.
Thank you.
He goes, I'll see you on the other side.
See you,
You
shy
hear
guy.
you hear a three, two, one. The gate swings open. The creature just jerks to the left, yanking you in a way that you hadn't you're totally blindsided by it, right? You're just ripped in one direction. You feel something pop in your neck. You're like, fuck, that it already hurts, you know?
Oh man.
You get thrown back and forth for the first what feels like 3 minutes, but in reality, it's just a couple of seconds. You finally do sort of catch your bearing and you manage to stay upright enough, like you hang on for dear life, one hand raised above your head. You hear a burr, 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 as like you pass 8 seconds.
Holy shit.
You get off the bull, you run to the gate. Shy Cowboy's there, extends his hand over the rail, pulls you up to safety. He
Holy
gives you a
shit,
big
dude.
hug, and he's like, "Holy shit!" He goes, "I've never seen a first timer do it."
Really?
Yeah, he goes, "All my years of being out here, everybody gets bucked off their first time,
Oh fuck yeah. I'm on top of the world. This
but
rules.
you, from that point forward, you go on a fucking tear. You start to dominate the rodeo of yesteryear. You move up to like a regional circuit called uh, the Texas Lasso Federation. They have like a rodeo that travels the state, right? You move into like a regional thing, like the Southwestern Rodeo of the United States, all the way up to the Professional Bull Riding Association.
So I'm like moving up.
You're moving up, you're making cash, you have an undefeated record. You have yet to be bucked off of a bull.
Wow.
And you're just like, you've met so many people, like you've seen so many faces, you've ridden so many bulls. You have so many Western outfits now. They call you Old Man Pat. That's
Whoa.
your bull rider name because you're the oldest rookie in the history of the PBA, Professional Bull Riders Association.
Old man Pat. I'll take it.
So you're at what is like the fucking final, I don't know what they call it, meet event. I don't know whatever word they use. The final one of the year, right? And you've pretty much sewn up the Rookie of the Year award, but you want to be known as the best bull rider in America. And to do that, you got to win the John Duffy Memorial Trophy. John Duffy was a bull riding great back in the 80s. He ascended in a similar fashion to you, although he was much younger at the time. He grew up on a family farm where they owned an ornery bull named Bull Witten after
What?
Bull Witten. That was the bull's
Bulletin?
name. Yeah.
All right. That's weird.
So he had to like ride Bull Witten, and he eventually became like the hotshot young star of the PBA.
Oh wow.
And then on a tragic night in Lubbock, he didn't make it and was gored in the eyeball by a bull, and the bull's horn pierced his brain, and he was never the same after that.
Oh man, yeah.
So yeah, you want to win the trophy, and prove that you're the best bull rider in America. The first heat, you go out, you ride a bull called Roseanne Bull. And the owners of Roseanne Bull have like dyed this bull's fur to make it look like it's wearing like a moo.
Oh
They
man.
dyed like a cigarette coming out of its mouth. It's just like a whole thing that they do. So you ride
Oh,
Roseanne Bull, you conquer Roseanne Bull like it's nothing.
cool.
You're in second place after the first heat. The second heat, you ride a bull called uh, uh the Calf Master. And he's standard run of the mill, big fucking 1 ton bull, big ass
The,
horns.
the calf master.
Yeah. The Calf Master has the biggest calves of any bull you've ever fucking seen, right? It looks
Yeah.
like somebody's smuggling like water balloons down this bull's legs.
Wow.
You dominate the Calf Master. You move into first place after the third heat or the second heat. The third heat is going to send you into the finals where you'll go one on one with the other best rider of the day. You're atop a brilliant brindle bull called uh, the it's called the Future Steak because they know that once this thing is done fighting, it's going to be sent to slaughter, right?
Oh man. Yeah,
That's
I
just what it
guess.
is. This is the saddest looking bull you've ever seen. It just has like this resigned look in its eyes.
Oh, really?
You dominate the Future Steak.
I almost feel bad.
You send a note to the family that owns it that's like, hey, when you get ready to cut this thing up, let me know. I'd like to own a chunk of it.
Jeez. Medium rare, please.
So you make it to the finals, right?
Holy shit.
There's like a big it's like that big circle pit, you know. The announcer stands in the center of it and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the finale. And everybody cheers. And he goes, introducing our riders. They say this rider is a shoe-in for the PBA's Rookie of the Year. The new guy on the block, the old man, Pat Dean. Right, you come sauntering out. You say, and your second rider, a rider who knows no equal, driven by a fire inside of him that no one knows its source. The most winningest rider in the history of the PBA, Ryan Stevenson Jones.
Motherfucker.
You hear the roar of the crowd and look out across the arena
Oh
floor,
man.
and sauntering towards you is Brian Stevenson Jones, your high school bully.
Motherfucker.
So Brian Stevenson Jones, and the source of his anger, so you had a nickname for him. You used to call him the hyphen because he was very insecure. So his parents divorced, his dad remarried, and they hyphenated in like a non-traditional sense. So usually if there's a hyphenation, it's like the woman's last name goes first, hyphen, then the man's name. That's how it's traditionally done in America. But
Yeah.
his dad, his real name was Brian Stevenson. So his dad put Brian Stevenson Jones. So he it just kind of made him feel strange, made him feel inferior. He internalized a lot of that angst and took it out on you for years.
Yeah. I remember.
He comes walking up, you stick your hand out, he just spits a fat load of dip juice right in front of your fucking boots.
What the fuck?
He kind of
Brian.
smiles. He goes, long time no see, Dean. He shakes your hand. His hands feel like just like a fucking like they're made out of rubber. They're just so fucking firm and hard and calloused.
Oh man.
He goes, never thought I'd see you here. He kind of steps towards you. He goes, we ain't kids no more. Whatever you do here fucks with my money, and I won't have it.
You know, you're still an asshole. I thought that by now you would have grown out of it because we were kids, but you're just a fucking jerk. Fuck you, hyphen.
When you say that, when you call him the hyphen, everybody in the crowd goes, ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Everyone, they all know the
Everybody.
history.
Well, the reaction on his face alone gave it away.
Oh wow.
You see him like ball his fist up and he kind of rears back like he's gonna hit you. You don't even fucking flinch. You look over the rail, you see the shy cowboy. He kind of nods at you.
Hell yeah. I
You
was
go,
wondering whatever happened to him.
I'll see you out there, hyphen. You turn around and walk away.
Yeah, fuck you. Say it twice.
You say, fuck you. Then you say it again to him. He just flips you off. The announcer goes, lot of bad blood between these two. He goes, but the beauty of bull riding, ladies and gentlemen, is only one man can be declared a victor. So as you're both like walking away, he's like, who's gonna call heads or tails? And you guys are both gone, you know? So he just flips it, he just leaves the coin there, walks away. The hyphen is already in the chute atop his bull called uh the biggest of the litter. This bull is like 2,800 pounds.
Oh man.
It's not the fastest, but it's certainly the strongest, right? And it has bucked more riders in the association this year than any other bull.
Whoa.
The hyphen hasn't like stopped staring at you the whole time. He's strapped in.
Keep looking.
You see the guy say, "You ready?" He just says yes. The gate swings open. The biggest of the litter roars out to its side. The hyphen doesn't even fucking move. The human gimbal, they call him. He just sits there. 8 seconds goes by. He hears the horn. He's just looking at you the whole time. He rides that bull for another 3 seconds before just jumping off. He does a backflip in the air, lands on his feet perfectly.
That's cool, I guess.
Yeah, he's pretty
I'll
fucking
give
good.
him that.
But you're pretty fucking good too. He gets a 9.8. And he says, "Beat that, Dean." Now, if the biggest of the litter was the strongest, the meanest bull all year long is this bull that rests right beneath your fucking balls.
Oh my God.
This bull, his name is Napoleon. He has like a little French man's hat on. It's strapped around his head. His horns come out through
Napoleon.
the hat, and the tips of his horns are stained red with the blood of the fallen. Because Napoleon has gored like 12 different guys this year. He's put six of them in the hospital, three career ending injuries. He
Whoa.
is the bull to least be trifled with.
He's not fucking around.
He's not fucking around. And you have to beat a 9.8.
And I've got
How
him
would you?
between my cock and balls, as I believe you put it,
Sorry, not between, beneath.
beneath.
What would you do to beat a 9.8?
But what I do?
Yeah.
I do it one-handed.
I mean, you have to do it one handed. That's like how they do it.
Oh.
You tie
Um,
your hand down.
okay. Um, I guess I'd do some kind of like cool dance move or something while I'm on top of him
So you think that, right?
and try to like interact with the crowd and stuff.
You intentionally like clench your fists to like try to make it as large as you can so that the rope, when you relax it, gives a little more slack.
Yeah.
The gate swings open. Napoleon shoots out. You quickly get out of the rope that's tied. Your hand comes free. You hear the audience gasp. What do you do?
I try to like jump up on the saddle, and I like
You
Shake my tush
You hop up on the saddle,
to the
right?
crowd.
You hop up on your saddle and people just lose their fucking mind, right?
Yeah.
You're riding it like it's a fucking surfboard. You take your pants, you like drop your pants down. You're wearing white boxers with red hearts on them.
No.
Your chaps have white are white with red hearts on them too. And you're
Oh
just
man.
shaking that ass.
That is unfortunate. Yeah.
You start to like slowly pull your boxers down so that the top of your
What?
ass crack is visible to the audience. And the women squeal. You dance atop Napoleon for 15 seconds.
Whoa.
You you ride towards the edge of a wall and you leap off of his back and you catch a pole and you just like slide down. You do like a corkscrew spin down and you land
Cool.
doing the splits.
Corkscrew.
You do the splits and you get a 10.0. Every judge, like judges have tears in their eyes, right?
Wow.
Roses are being thrown into the ring. You look across, you see the hyphen. He just curses and throws his hat into the dirt. He turns and looks at you. What do you say to him?
I go, well, looks like the better man won. And I spit at his fucking feet.
You spit at his feet. You actually hit his boots, right? And he looks up at you, and with anger in his eyes, he just pulls a gun from his back pocket and shoots you right in the chest. He's right there in the chest. He blasts a hole in your chest, and you fall to the ground. And
No.
Napoleon comes by, and it sees the red of your blood, and is like immediately has like that bull's
Oh
rage,
no.
and it
Yeah.
just gores the hole in your chest, and it just like shakes
Oh.
you all across the arena, spraying your blood, your guts all over the crowd, and you die right. I mean, you get, you're dead, from the gunshot, but the rest of your corpse gets spread all across that fucking arena in
Oh
Waco.
man. Just
You know,
desecrated.
yeah, everywhere, just like slinging your blood all over the place.
Oh
People in the
man.
crowd just like were crying. It was basically this generation's like Kennedy assassination. Everybody knows where
Really?
they were. Yeah, everybody knows where they were when that happened.
The day that I was gored by the bull?
Napoleon.
Napoleon?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah. You
man.
died right there. Your blood clotting up with that soft, powdery dirt.
So did the hyphen technically win? Or he got arrested, I'm assuming.
Well, so they once the trophy like fell out of your hands after the gunshot, he picked it up and was like, "Huh, all right, looks like I win by default." And he definitely kept it. He took like
Oh
all the
man.
money out of your wallet,
In front of
everything
everybody?
in front of everybody. Yeah, well, your body was busy being like sprayed all across the arena, so everybody was kind of preoccupied.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
he took your wallet, he took everything, he stole your identity when he got home, and he racked up like a bunch of credit card charges and just ordered a bunch of shit that he's always wanted to his house, and just gets away with it. He gets away with all of it.
Oh
It was
no.
it was an underground rodeo. They didn't.
But there were so many witnesses.
The rodeo is a lawless place.
I guess so, man.
Yeah, of course so. What other sporting event would
Uh,
be more lawless than the fucking rodeo? It's the bulls and blood. It's the dust and mud. The roar of a Sunday crowd. It's the white in the knuckle, the gold in the buckle. He'll win the next go round. It's boots and shafts, cowboy hats, spurs, and a let it go. It's the ropes in the rain, the joy and the pain. They call the thing a rodeo.
all right.